Welcome back to the Anxious Tradeswoman podcast, where I, host Louise as a party, shares what I've learned through the years, through the tears, so you don't have to. Now, this is episode 21, and we're going to talk about something a little bit different today, something that I'm really proud of and excited to have available. It is the Tradeswomen Owning Their Power Coaching Scholarships. The nominations are now open if you are listening on October 31st of 2023. So when this podcast comes out, the applications will be open until the 30th of November. So I want to talk all about this coaching scholarship, what coaching is, and even if you're not listening in these dates, the scholarship will be available, and then this program is also available to purchase if you're interested or think it's something that could be for you. Please send me a message. I'd love to chat to you about it. So what are the Tradeswomen Owning Their Power coaching scholarships? So Tradeswomen Owning Their Power is just been the name that I've been running with, but pretty much these are coaching scholarships. So free coaching from me is what you will get with the coaching scholarships, where we've had two amazing sponsors or supporters. We've had Road Freight New South Wales and Bisley Workwear supporting the scholarships this year, which has been amazing. So we have two scholarships available to give away, and they are both for 6-month one-on-one coaching with me, which goes, we meet every fortnight for an hour, and pretty much nothing is off limits in these coaching calls. Like you've probably seen with the podcast, if you've been listening to a while or following me on social media, I really touch on all things about life. I mostly talk about my experiences as a woman in a male-dominated space and sharing all aspects of that, family opinions, work things, mental health, way people view me, way I view the world. And then I also often share my personal life a bit, because life and work do obviously come together. So in the coaching that we will do for that the scholarships are available for, nothing is off limits. Just for these particular scholarships, you do have to be working on the tools and identify as female or non-binary. And unfortunately, they're only available for people who are living in Australia at the time of the coaching. I haven't gone international with this scholarship yet. I'm hoping to get some more sponsors on board to be able to take it out that far, but one step at a time. We're going to take it one step at a time. What is coaching? So coaching and mentoring are different. I call myself a mentor and a coach, especially if I'm mentoring tradeswomen and coaching tradeswomen. So with coaching, generally like a sports coach, the coach generally doesn't play the sport. He might have previously played the sport, but is now teaching and instructing and watching and, correcting from the outside, or like giving, I wouldn't say correcting because I don't believe anyone kind of is wrong here. So I won't be correcting. I'll probably just be, better word is giving advice. So me looking from the outside into your life, what's happening and what the things you're telling me, the beliefs that you have, and we will navigate if there's anything holding you back from what you want, anything that we call it in the coaching world, not serving you. So there's thoughts and feelings that might be getting in the way of your goals that we might work out together. So that's coaching. Someone looking from the outside into your, you giving them an insight to their world. The coachee is giving the coach an insight to their world, and the coach is pretty much taking observation and showing what they see. A mentor, on the other hand, is someone who has done previously what has been done. So I am a heavy vehicle and plant mechanic by trade. So as a mentor in that space, I generally kind of call myself a mentor for tradeswomen and tradies. So I specifically have been a heavy vehicle mechanic, so I specialize in that. But just having a female in a male-dominated world experience, then I offer mentoring in that space. So say if you're stuck in a situation you've never been before, and a coach can help so far, but you're saying I am stuck, this guy is bullying me, he's being sexist, what do I do? I've been in those positions. So in that situation, I can share what I've previously done that has got me through that situation. But then also with that, can watch your brain tick away and work out the best plan for you, because what I did doesn't work for everyone and every situation is different. So I personally bounce between coaching and mentoring as whatever's needed by the client. So you guys, if you nominate or want to do a coaching consult with me, if you're outside of the nomination area or nomination time. All right. So that is what coaching and mentoring is. And yes, even though I call it Tradeswomen Owning Their Power Coaching Scholarship, coaching and mentoring with that. So going with that, we start at the beginning. If you apply, you have to be over 18 as well. That's another thing. Australian resident, identify as female or non-binary, working on the tools, and over 18, and apply in the nomination time. So with that, okay, words have gone, but anyway. We will start at the beginning of next year. If you've got leave or holidays, that's not an issue. We just push the start date back to when you're available. So far, I've given away 8 of these scholarships. First one in 2022 and then in 2023. I wanted to share some of the stories of the girls, of the people that have done the coaching scholarships. With this, I do tend to keep all my client stories anonymous. I just talk a bit about their situation and what's going on with them in the tips and tricks that they've been implementing to give you guys a hand to see that somebody else has done it. In that sense, I did a reel the other day, the difference between representation and support. So with these stories, I like to show the representation as this is a real person, and then the support as in this is what they've done and this is what you can do as well. So that's the point of sharing these client stories. So we've had 8 amazing people come through, all different backgrounds. It's been amazing. One of the lovely people that I coached was an international student. So they had a lot of financial kind of mindset. No, I wouldn't say holding them back, because it was a very real, because not being an Australian resident meant that they have to pay for all their studies, and they were trying to work as a first year apprentice, which we know isn't that much. So they were working extra, they were away from their family. So we were navigating the situation and working out what is a stress that is being useful and what isn't being useful. What's just adding and taking away time. What are you doing for you? What extra support can you go for? Can you ask these questions? They were actually experiencing some racism in their workplace and ended up moving workplaces. And it was such an amazing kind of story when they found their workplace, because they were feeling quite isolated, and we looked at different networking events that they could go to, and there was a car show that they could go to. So they went to the car show, and we had been working on, the idea that if you don't ask, the answer's no. And her favorite brand had a stand at this car show, and she went and talked to them, and they got a job. So it was one of those amazing things that was a bit of we're working on asking for what they needed, working out what they wanted. And once we work out what we want, it's easy to see opportunities to get that. Say, for example, a stand at a car show. So that was amazing. So that's one of the lovely people. We had 2 amazing women returning to work after having babies. So this is a situation where I coach more than I mentor, because I do not have any children. But they both 2 different situations. One of them had their own business, and the other one was working for someone part-time, and really overcoming the thing between the 2 of them, everyone's individual, but I would say the common thing that I've seen with these ladies and with other tradeswomen and women in general that have kids is that when your child is sick, they were like, we look bad at work because we need to go. We look like bad electricians, bad mechanics, we look less skilled because we need to go and pick up our children. And one thing that we worked on was the fact that your brain does not fall out of your ear, so you don't lose all your technical knowledge when your child is sick. So really kind of instilling that in different forms. So there were another two. We had another person who really felt the pressure of representing all women. I don't think I've spoken about this yet on the podcast, but, that feeling that, people are saying, oh, we had this one girl and they did this, so now all women are this. Or people like staring at them. So there was one particular one particular situation when they were feeling this pressure immensely, was when they went and loaded up their truck at Bunnings. Everyone would stare at them. So they were like, I need to tie this truck up perfectly, otherwise they're going to think that I'm no good. So we went through and we navigated that situation, remembering that, people, they do look at us. We're not going to lie. We can't change that. But we can't influence their opinions because they're going to have their own thoughts and feelings. You can do everything perfectly the way that your boss taught you, but if they have a different way of tying down timber or anything, then they're still going to think it's no good anyway. So we navigated those situations. We had a lovely lady who was leading a team and felt like the team didn't respect or hear her, so we worked on that, and that one turned out to be a lot of her internal voice. She was quieting herself down because she already believed that other people weren't going to listen. So that was one thing that we worked on with her. We've had leaving workplaces. The two lovely ladies that I've had this year, they both left their workplaces that they were working at. One of them left it because they wanted a different opportunity to do different things. And the other one actually had been bullied and harassed since work experience, and she had navigated a lot of the situation. So we were ticking off people, we were having the difficult conversations. We made a lot of ground. And then it was kind of to the point where they were exhausted and they were looking at relocating anyway. So we stepped out of that situation and found another workplace. So there's some of the things that the previous scholarship recipients have done, and I really want you to nominate yourself for this. One, if you think it'd be valuable to work with me and you'd like my support through whatever you're going through now, and really don't hold back. Like, it's not, your situation isn't too, I don't even know what to say, but just if you want to work with me, nominate yourself. I want to see your story come through. I want to get to know you. Even if it's just through the application, and then we can talk anyway. The hardest part is, so in total for the last 2 years, we've had 60 applicants and we've had 8 scholarships to give away. And like, shortlisting and then selecting is honestly like the hardest thing that I've ever done. But I really want you guys all to nominate. I want you guys to know that you are worth mentoring and support. Like, there's nothing wrong with reaching out. That's part of the reason why I share my own stories as well as the stories of other amazing people who have come through. So, okay, how to nominate. We haven't talked about that yet. So, on my website, www.louiseasaparty.com, if you go to scholarship, there'll be an application drop-down thing and you'll be able to fill that out. If you have any issues, please, you can contact me. There's a contact form on my website, as well as you can send me a direct message on any of my social media. And like I said before, this amazing opportunity is supported by Bisley Workwear and Road Freight New South Wales. I will link them in the description of this podcast. And also, if you're hearing this outside of the date or you're outside of the nomination area and you still want to work with me, please send me a message. I do a coaching consult that is free of charge. And then if you think you'd want to work with me more, then we'll talk about that at the end of that call. But please keep being amazing. Keep looking after yourselves. Reach out if you do have any questions about the scholarships, but I cannot wait to see all your amazing nominations come through. I will talk to you guys in the next podcast.